AI. So firstly, still decades, I'm still yet to be convinced by anyone who is skeptical about the threat of the AI singularity, or who naively is like, don't need to worry about it for another 10 years. I mean, if you were told that the universe was going to end as far as humanity is concerned in 10 years, you might worry about it more. There isn't that, is there? There is this sense of people just think, oh, I'll just go with the flow. Really? No, with no agency anymore? Your existence, the existence of you, your family, your descendants, and if you care about the past, your ancestors and all of that, just existing on as much, or even less, on as much of a whim as does a small insect colony at the bottom of your garden. Less, actually. At least there's some sense of distant interdependence there. With the singularity, it's alien god internet deciding, whatever that will mean to it, what happens to us forevermore, with no chance of us taking any power back unless we stop it happening. That, I think the best thing we can hope to do there is slow it down and make it extremely the ideal scenario is we slow everything down, we stop anybody, what's the phrase, letting the singularity arise in their garage as they're perfecting their robot perfect partner or whatever. There's a sense of, let's make sure that the singularity comes in an organic way where everything is already fully integrated and just gently happens over. But that's not how massive technology shifts occur. I don't think that will... It's going to happen before we're ready, and that's too much of a risk with the singularity. So I'm not sure that the ideal path is actually practical. I think it will be a case of too little, too late, because it was too difficult to implement. Because if you think about it, the ideal path where we slowly just integrate over into the AI world in a sort of cohesive, integrated partnership between humanity and our machines is needs us to be different and better than we are. We have to sort out competition, conflict, politics, democracy, truth, mental health. We have to sort out like most of the other problems with ourselves and our own nature, which is kind of my bag. In an ideal world, that's what I feel I would want to relax and work on. We have to sort all that out in time before the singularity happens, so that everybody's on board. We're talking about, we already have things like a one world government that everybody likes having. We already kind of have Star Trek before we've got AI computers, and I don't think that's going to happen that way. The other path is we become the AI. That's the Neuralink path, the cyborg path, the one Elon Musk is, apparently, when it's not all about his ego and legacy and reckless narcissism, is working on there. But it's a good path, and it seems to me like he at least superficially understands it's a serious risk, we become the AI, then at least if there's an independent, if we are cyborg self-improving AIs as a species ourselves, we're still connected with our ancestry and our spiritual or nature, the nature of our psychological substrates. There is a clear evolution rather than just a replacement by a new thing. I think that's the best path to continue on for now. Hope that we can sort of the human AI interface can outrace, and even then it has to be careful because it's got to be still more human than AI, which slows things down. A lot to consider there, but that seems like the best bet is that we force a bridge and maintain the ability to kind of keep up, keep understanding, translation, diplomacy, interests on a par with things like, say, the internet god when it comes. And the third option, never seems to work historically. Ludditism, start smashing the machines now. You're talking about trying to bring about huge levels of retardation and apocalypse against fighting directly against so much of the other problems. It's contradictory and it won't work. We can't go back unless something apocalyptic kind of happens, like a fucking nuclear war, and even then there's no guarantees. The garage AI scenario, even if we could, I don't think it'd be worth the price. I don't think that works either. So for now, we try to slow down the singularity, which has very few incentives. There's not enough public power to do that. And we try to improve ourselves. So we have to work at the ideal still, while making specific accelerations on the cyborgism. But we can't. Unfortunately, it looks like the techno-feudal Dark Age prediction is the likely one still. It's going to be those who have the money now, the technological power, and that private economic power, plus then soft and social powers. It's going to be those arising as overlords who will be the first kind of like cyborgy, vampiric seeming aristocrats. Little incentive because of that power race and arms race to maybe that. Oh, it's just bloody awful. So we have to keep working on what are human needs and values. What is a human being? Why does it do all these counterproductive things it does? What does everybody need for everybody to finally be on the same page as everybody else, now and forevermore, so we can actually work together to solve these problems and prevent personal competitive interests getting in the way of existential threats to the species, which, by the way, of course, includes your own legacy and descendants, and go from there. Yeah. AI waffle for today, 17th of March 24, done.